awesome. I agree, Craig. I'm so excited to be able to go live with you. This whole live experience is new. And hey, conscious investors, you got to give me some feedback to let me know what you think about lives and how it can serve you. I'm going to be bringing on just people in my sphere, friends that are just extraordinary humans that you should definitely connect up with, which is why today I was like, Craig, can you come join us here on the Conscious Investor live just as a quick, let's just tell the world how awesome you are. So I get to do that because you're a very humble person. So,
I'll be
but
honest, Julie, I didn't even know we were live. We weren't
oh,
live. But and it's probably on me, not you, because 'cause I'm just, like, horrible at details. I just got the, "Oh, I'm gonna hop on with Julie for 10 or 15 minutes," like, I'm down.
I
Whether
don't
it's
like
live or recorded. Yeah, it doesn't
I
matter. Yeah.
know. I mean, hey, the fun thing is that you and I are used to being out there talking to people, and so,
Mhm.
it's totally fine. Hey, you
Totally.
know what? Before we dive in, I just wanna say, I'm noticing something new in the background I haven't noticed, which is, a bunch of crystal structures in the
Oh,
background of you. Like,
yeah, those
what?
yeah, these are I mean, so for our team of investor-friendly agents, this is, like, the highest award that EXP, our brokerage, gives for, like, the top 1% teams or so, and so we're fortunate enough and blessed enough to be a top team, and I've kind of been thinking about, like, throwing them away because I kind of am like I heard something where it's like, "Don't like, your past doesn't matter, like, it stops you from getting better if you're, like, dwelling on that stuff," so it was one of those, like, hardcore stuff, but I haven't had the cojones to do it yet, so
Okay, that's really interesting. And whenever you're watching this, I want you to please let us know in the chat box below, or in the comments. Let us know what you do with old awards. So Super Rad Steve was going, getting ready to move down to Sandpoint and
what?
um yeah, oh my we
Okay.
just got that live. You guys got to see his
Yeah.
reaction. When we have dinner,
Yeah.
we'll talk all about this when we get
Sweet.
together. But, yeah, so we were up in his office and he has some awards, right? And he's like, same thing. He's like, "I should" not same thinking on it. He's like, "I should just throw them away. It's not like they don't really mean anything." And then you see behind me, I have some awards and some of them kind of on there's another one over there. Like this one, let's see if I can do it. That one right there that's taller, that
Yeah.
was actually my grandpa's, the first generation in real estate. And that is like a really special Century 21 award that's really difficult. So I actually keep that as a reminder of my real estate legacy and of the ethics and the values that my family who's been in real estate it's just my reminder. So it kind of grounds me a little bit. And then sometimes when I don't think you have this ever happen to you, but
Yeah.
sometimes I get in my head and I'm like, "Oh, I suck. I should just
No.
quit. I should like."
Yeah, of course I get
And
that.
so then sometimes you look at those type of things and you're like, "Well, I did do something in the past, like, maybe there's something more I got to give," like
There's something to that, Julie, like, I'm the same way, I always think, like, I could be better and yada, 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 and that's why I'm, like, smashing these trophies 'cause I'm like, "Oh, they don't mean anything, like, it's not growth, it's if I do this again, it doesn't mean anything, it's just a standard." Like, I've gotten this every single
Yeah,
year I've been a realtor, you know what I mean?
4-minute mile, it's broken. Like, you've broken the record for the
Yeah,
1%.
like it's done, and so yeah, but yeah, I love how your trophies have, like, some sentimental value. These don't have sentimental value for me, because yeah, if I had my grandpa that was, like, crushing it in the '60s and '70s and whatnot, and, like, that trophy is 50 plus years old, like, I'm not getting rid of it. That's I'd be putting, like, a trophy case, it'd be, like, enshrined,
So then
protected, yeah.
thinking about future generations, right? So what is like 2 generations
Oh, Julie.
collapse later, right?
Yeah. You know what, Julie? I won't you literally just convinced me because maybe my grandkids will wanna have something like that if they're in real estate.
And let me tell
So,
you, he had I mean, he had boxes full of these, fancy awards, okay? So
yeah.
I'm like, it just chose I think we chose a Centurion, a specific one, and then I kept that one. Steve has one up in his office because he played a role in Steve's life also. So,
Yeah.
in his real estate journey. So I think that's interesting though. And I'm this leads me to a curious question. And that is when you think about success, since you already broke the 1%, like from the very get go, and you've been consistent with that, then what does success look like to you?
This answer has changed for me over the years, 100%. And honestly, it's part of what I'll probably speak on at the summit, the Conscious Investor Summit. Is I first thought that when I achieved financial independence, that was like success, right? Three to five thousand
Yeah.
dollars a month, passive income. But I kind of just like kept feeling, I kept wanting more, and I feel like if you keep wanting more, then that's not really the definition of success because you're not internally feeling successful if you kind of want more. And I like honestly, my walk with Christ has gotten me to the point of like I am not anxious about anything. I don't compare myself to anybody. I'm like very happy at where I am and what I'm doing, and I've got trajectory and I'm on a path and I'm set there. And like that to me is just like success. If you can like sleep at night and not be anxious or stressed, if you can have a great relationship with your spouse, if you can just you know, work and enjoy what you're doing, like, I don't know, and just be a light to those around you, that's success in my eyes.
I I love your definition of success. And it's interesting, faith has played such a big role for you and I as individuals, right? Is like that really shifts like when you have a clear faith, and for us our faith is clearly in Christ, and it just changes the trajectory. And for me, it's also helped me break down so many barriers and
Mhm,
limitations, which I'm not calling them, a lot of times people call them limiting beliefs. I'm actually changing that. I think they're invisible boundaries. And just my faith alone has just helped me see some invisible boundaries and given me the confidence. Like putting on the Conscious Investor Growth Summit, I'm high.
yeah.
Like little old Julie up in Bonners Ferry, Idaho, right? Putting on
Yeah,
this growth summit. Like it to me, that's just next level when I stop and actually think about it. But then I'm like, just doing the thing, just doing what I feel like I'm called to. And it, yeah, it's pretty
I
cool. So I
100
love that success.
yeah, I 100%, kind of like yeah, I'll just say like I agree with all that, and, yeah, I think like I said, like the definition of success will change over time, but ultimately, like there's if you're always wanting more, then it's kinda like a drug, right? Like I heard like if you can't be satisfied, then it's not good for you. So if you can't be
Oh, that's
satisfied with
so
money,
good.
it's not good for you. If you can't, I mean, it's like
Oh
to
my
boil it
God.
down, like crackheads are never satisfied with the amount of crack they have, right? And as horrible as it sounds, it's like so they're always trying to get more. It's an addiction. Same thing with gambling. Same thing with alcohol. Same thing with sex and porn. Like when you do it, you want more of it, and that is bad, in my opinion.
That is okay. I've never heard it put like that, and we both know I'm an avid reader and I'm always ingesting personal development information and such. But so let me ask you this, because I'm confident I'm not the only one that was thinking the same thing. Let me know in the comments. Let us know if you have questions about this, because I agree with that. And yet I feel a little bit of a pull, right? So that whole, I call it like success without satisfaction.
Mhm.
That's my little way of phrasing that. But I've never thought about it. If you can't be satisfied, it's not good for you. So at what point, because you and I are both so ambitious, right? And so at what point, and it's to me, it's fun and it's
Mhm.
sport. Um,
Mhm.
at what point is it like, well, I guess the better question actually is what is satisfaction then?
I've really like when God tells me it's enough. Um, that's where I'm at with it. Like I pray every day. I try to listen to God. I try to ask Him like what He's got in store for me today, and sometimes it's clear and sometimes it's not. And I'm coming off of I did like a 3-day fasting retreat,
Oh,
and
wow.
it was really awesome. And like the main thing I got out of that was like basically was very convicted that I did not have faith in God and in Christ. And in a way of like, I mean, I believe everything that Christianity stands for, but when it came to life things, I would get stressed and anxious about, I mean, this time of year for a realtor.
Oh my
And
gosh.
hey, just because I've got some rental properties doesn't mean like things are always fine and dandy. Like there's no like I got very low liquidity at this time of year, right? And that's
Yep.
stressful to anybody. And so this year I've been the least stressed out of anything because I'm just like, I know that like I'm gonna show up to work every day. I'm gonna work hard. I'm gonna be efficient. I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna do all the right things. And then I gotta just trust that God will provide the thing that I need to become liquid again or whatever it is. So yeah, that's been a big like this year I feel so much lighter. And it was a huge growth for me.
That's so good. Okay, if as you're watching this, please drop down in the comments below how you define success because everyone has a definition. And a lot of times, until we actually articulate it, either orally or, in written form in some way, like we can see ourselves when it's actually put out there. And I really value what you said. This putting on the growth summit is to me like probably the biggest act of faith because it's a big deal and it's a big financial potential financial liability and things like that, but I believe so much so that this is my purpose. Like I am supposed to do this and I don't understand necessarily like
Mm.
why am I supposed to be doing this, but I do believe that God is calling me to do this, which is why every year it's like, okay, yep, okay, I'm going to do it again. um but I'm not I'm not gonna candy coat it. Every year, I'll have my sleepless nights. I had one a couple nights ago, and I'm reading a book called Circle Makers by, Mark Batterson right now. It's really great. But he talks about, like, God-sized prayers and how, hey, if you're praying for your safety on your travel or praying for your health, like, those are good prayers, but, like, a lot of things we can take care of on ourselves and like, by ourselves, and we're praying that God would do something about it. He's like, God, like, values those big prayers, like the gap where you can't do it yourself, and that's where you have to have God just come on in. So
If I mean, if you read the Bible and just like read some of the stories, especially in the Old Testament, of like some of the things that people just like ask God for, like armies of a couple hundred conquering armies of hundreds of thousands, because right, like just like all of this stuff that's like what I'm asking for. Oh, can I get an extra couple clients? Like it's so minuscule, right? Compared to the
yes.
stuff that he actually can do. Like, of course, the
Yeah.
big thing is bringing Christ back from the dead, right? Like, there's like, I don't know. Like to me, I'm just like, bro, my asks are like minuscule compared to what he can and what he will do.
Oh, for real. So I'm being called to task at this time, all the time, but especially now of like as I get near the growth summit, it's always like, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Are you trusting me, or are you looking on the horizon and overwhelmed by all the different things that are taking place and that need to take place and da da da? It's like, okay, hands off the wheel. It really is that like Jesus take the wheel. Like, all right, I know you got this. I'm gonna do everything that you've called me to do.
Totally, yeah, and it's
Yeah,
important to be like to be diligent and like don't just let it all go and let think God will just magically take care of it. Like
right.
He's using you, and so know that it will work out if you work hard at the thing,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
Oh my gosh, heck yeah. I have to share this. This is really cool. Already I've just seen some cool things taking place for the Growth Summit and just some connections already taking place, which are so cool. And just people being able to help each other in a really meaningful way. And more of that will come about. I know I'm kind of being cryptic about it. Some of that's going to come out, I know, at the Growth Summit, where I'm just seeing different relationships form where it's helping people like generate wholeness and some freedom and capacity and expansion in life. And it's like, okay, well, hey, if this is all about like just helping this one person like heal and expand so that they can go do more, like, cool. All right. I guess it- to the point is, what's satisfaction? What's enough? Right.
mhm.
Like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah,
So
totally, totally.
Well, Craig, I'm super excited to see you in person. I probably won't see you before the Growth Summit, so I'll probably see you in, 30 some odd days. And I'm so excited to see you there. What is one thing that you're most excited about with the Growth Summit this year?
The people.
You've never been,
I've never
so
been. I honestly just the people. Like I don't no offense, you can put on the most beautiful content. It'll never be the content for me because I can probably read their books or watch their YouTube or whatever and get their content. But like actually meeting people face to face and, you know, fellowship, whether it's fellowshipping or whatever, like just starting good connections with people.
that's you and I speak this is why we're friends, because that's
Yeah.
my language also, and it's I'm so excited for everyone to be able to connect, and, I mean, speakers have already had an opportunity to connect, but just to have everyone with the attendees. I have a special surprise. I'm gonna drop it right now, so if you are hanging out watching this, you're getting the gem. I shoulda laced that at the beginning, but we're going to do a lantern launch off
What's
the
that?
dock of
Oh,
the
like
Coeur d'Alene Resort
oh really? Or like
as
how
a
does that work
group,
again? Like is there
all of us,
like helium or something in those
every
things? Or how does that work?
like,
I've never done
they're heat
or
I'm gonna put something on the socials. We did it on New Year's Eve, and they're like 2 feet tall. They're actually pretty substantial, and they have this little fuel cell, and you just light the fuel cell, and as soon as
okay.
it gets hot enough, it just rises
Starts
up.
it off?
It's really magical. So I'm gonna pray that we have great weather. Yeah, because the weather has to be right. It has to be fire safe and everything just in
Yeah,
case, but
right.
it's cool. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's
It's gonna be
super
super awesome.
exciting. Yeah, I'm pumped for that. I thought there was gonna be like birds, coming out and
Right.
yeah.
No, I just can't believe all the fun things. I don't know if you realize it, but I mean, like, every I love food. I love people and I love food. So every day there's like a way for people to connect everyone in some capacity over food.
Love
And
it.
I'm like, awesome. That's where humans connect. Like if you're feeling their tummy, then their hearts get filled also. Like
100%. Yeah, we got some good food up here in Coeur d'Alene, so
oh my gosh, yeah, really good
yeah,
food. So, I mean, I'm excited. All the speakers are so great, and I'm so excited that you're speaking this year at the Growth Summit. It's gonna be next level. So,
yeah. I'm pumped too. Can't wait.
woo, coming right around the corner. If you haven't picked up your tickets to the Growth Summit, pick your tickets up now. You don't want to miss out. I promise you, it's not just. I mean, the whole event is so holistic from a lunch boat cruise for the VIPers and hiking, like with a coach who's a chief hiking officer to, lighting lanterns to going to different mixers. All of those are fun, just like extras on top of like being able to hear from the just amazing speakers that are going to elevate you in health, mindset, and wealth building strategies. So we don't like there's no point in building out all the wealth if we don't have our physical health, our spiritual health, our relational health. Like we have to be whole and complete. Then the money, like then the success is great and we're not chasing after something that's going to just drain us and deplete us. So if you head on over at consciousinvestorgrowthsummit.com, pick up your tickets, come hang out with Craig and I, the other speakers, and the other amazing attendees. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Awesome. That's so fun. I
Chief
love it.
hiking officer. Never heard of that before.
Oh my gosh. Yes.